I see it all the time on the internet, this incredibly arrogant, almost anti-intellectual posture. People sit there clutching their artisanal espressos, surrounded by rows of sleek imported supplements, SNEERING, at traditional medicine as nothing more than a chaotic mess of bark and roots. They think it's a primitive lottery because we don't purify the active ingredients. To them, extracting silymarin for the liver or cranberry extract for inflammation is precise and scientific, but brewing a dozen herbs together, that's just metaphysical hocus pocus from a pre-modern era. Every time I see these self-proclaimed elites, I can't help but think, trying to measure a high-dimensional universe with a low-dimensional ruler is the height of absurdity. This is the classic trap of mistaking ignorance for rationality. The fundamental difference between Western single-target botanicals and Eastern complex formulas isn't a matter of purity, it's a massive chasm in cognitive dimension. They only understand single compounds because they are stuck in a whack-a-mole linear mindset. We understand complex formulas because we cracked the source code of the human body as a complex system thousands of years ago. Why can't these people grasp the logic of a complex formula? Because their brains have been hardwired by 2 centuries of mechanical reductionism. What is reductionism? It's the belief that the human body is just a highly sophisticated car. If you feel off, a part must be broken. The liver is the engine, the heart is the water pump, and the vessels are the fuel lines. If the data looks wrong, you slice open the cell, slice open the protein, find the specific target, and develop a substance with 99% purity to plug that receptor like a key fitting into a lock. This is classic static, localized, linear mechanical thinking. Sure, this works for simple, acute physical damage. You change a tire or fix a spark plug, and it works instantly. But do you honestly believe that the human body, a result of millions of years of evolution, composed of tens of trillions of cells, is no more complex than a car assembled on a factory line? The essence of the human body is not a machine. It is a highly non-linear, self-organizing, complex dynamic network. If you throw a stone into a pond, the ripples affect every single corner of that pond. When your body enters a state of subhealth or systemic collapse, it's rarely because one single target is broken. It's because the topological structure of your entire biological network has lost its equilibrium. The logic of Western single-target herbs is to send in a sniper to take out one specific enemy. IT sounds cool, but the reality is that the human internal environment has incredibly powerful compensatory mechanisms. If you use a single compound to force a blockage in one pathway, your body's self-organizing system will immediately bypass it and activate 3 other pathways to compensate, often triggering a catastrophic butterfly effect. This is why you can take high-purity single extracts and feel a slight improvement initially, only for them to stop working or cause a cascade of bizarre side effects. You are using localized brute force instead of addressing the systemic ecological collapse. Now, let's use the perspective of cutting-edge modern science to dismantle this purity as science prejudice. Look at the hottest research trends in top-tier journals like Nature and Science over the last decade. What are THEY, systems biology, network pharmacology, and human microecology? The world's leading scientists have long realized that the one drug, one target theory has hit a dead end. The Eastern approach of combining multiple botanical ingredients according to a rigorous logic is, in fact, the most advanced application of systems biology. Let's talk about network pharmacology. These formulas are never just a random stew. Their underlying logic is a sophisticated algorithm. You have ingredients responsible for the primary frontal assault, ingredients for a flanking maneuver, ingredients that act as buffers to neutralize side effects, and ingredients that act as GPS for targeted delivery. When that complex liquid enters your body, it isn't attacking a single cell. It is performing a multi-target, multi-channel micro-adjustment of your entire protein and gene expression network. Modern network pharmacology has proven that the synergistic effect of multiple components at low concentrations creates emergent properties, meaning the whole is vastly greater than the sum of its parts, art. A single extract tries to smash a door down with a sledgehammer. A complex formula turns 100 knobs simultaneously to return the entire system to its original harmonious frequency. Then there is the human microbiome. For decades, the Western pharmaceutical world mocked Eastern formulas, saying those large molecules aren't even absorbed in the gut, don't enter the bloodstream, and have zero bioavailability. Therefore, They must be pseudoscience. Sounds logical, right? But the recent explosion in microecology research has been a massive reality check. We now know that the human body hosts 10 times more microbial cells than human cells. These microbes are our second genome, controlling our nerves, immunity, and metabolism via the gut-brain axis. Those large molecules that don't show up in your blood, they weren't meant for you. They were meant for the microbial colonies in your gut. They use complex fluid dynamics to redistribute themselves and perform a precision ecological renovation of your microbiome. When the soil changes, the plants change. Western single-target drugs are like spraying pesticides on leaves. Eastern formulas are like reconditioning the entire forest soil. Which one is the higher dimensional science? When we apply this high-dimensional system theory to the lives of modern urbanites, you'll finally understand why you feel so drained. Look at the modern professional. You sit in climate-controlled offices, move very little, face high-pressure deadlines, stay up late, and live on takeout. You wake up feeling like your body is filled with lead, your brain feels like rusty gears, your memory is slipping, your hair is thinning, and yet you can't fall asleep at night. You go for a checkup, and the indicators say you're fine. To save yourself, you start stuffing your stomach with single-target supplements, melatonin, vitamin B complexes, purified extracts trying to fix specific numbers. The result? You just become a walking container for chemical waste, and that bone-deep fatigue never leaves. That's because you're heading in the wrong direction. Your body's collapse isn't caused by a deficiency in a single chemical substance. ITS because your entire internal ecological network, from the firing frequency of neurotransmitters to the metabolic pathways of your mitochondria to the fluid dynamics of your microvessels, is in a state of information overload and rhythmic chaos. You are trying to fix a living ecosystem using the linear logic of a mechanic. Of course, it's not working. True survival wisdom is not about addition. It's not about chasing higher purities or flashier supplement names. It's about aligning with time and nature, treating your body as an ecology, not a machine. The most vital advice for a modern human is survival by subtraction. Stop treating your fragile gastrointestinal tract as a laboratory for chemical testing. Learn to respect the integrity and rhythm of your biological system. When it's dark, sleep gives your neural synapses time to clear out metabolic waste. During the day, get under the sun, let natural photons recalibrate the master clock in your hypothalamus. Eat whole, unrefined foods that retain their complex matrices to nourish your microbiome. Stop thinking about blocking or fighting. Learn to negotiate with your body and restore its inherent dynamic balance. In the face of the vast complexity of life, drop the arrogance that thinks a scalpel can conquer a forest. Remember, linear combat might win you a battle, but high-dimensional symbiosis is the only way to win the game of survival.